When I was a child, I saw men walk on the moon for the first time. That's what I wanted to do. After that time, I was laughed at so thoroughly because that was a thing that the big, brave men did. That was before there were women in space. So I never told anybody, but it is the sort of thing I carried with me. It's kind of accidental that I'm in space science now, but it's consistent. It's probably why I get so excited about planning some of the missions. There is still that little bit of dream of going to explore, of watching people on the moon. I wanted to have a child for a very long time. When I realized that we were going to have problems having children, we did a lot of treatments and tried to take a lot of corrective action. And each time we took one step, we'd say, well, does that do it? And no, it didn't. And we take another step, and does that do it now? Well, no, that doesn't do it. And I think I had 5 surgeries in 5 years, but I still couldn't have children.
As heartless as this might sound, I don't feel attached to this baby. I know it's not mine. I know where it's going, and I know who its parents are going to be. So it doesn't bother me. I don't feel attached. And even to the last one that I had, I don't feel any attachment to that baby either. If that sounds heartless, I don't know. I guess it's just the frame of mind that you put yourself in when you're pregnant, or even when you're starting the process. You know from day one that this baby's not yours and that it's someone else's, so you kind of just detach yourself.
Good morning. Kind of busy 405 northbound, especially up past Western Avenue. Come up the South Bay curve, then it picks back up again. A little busy on the southbound side on your way down toward LAX.
KFI is the talk station with the most frequent traffic reports presented by Mercedes-Benz. Mike Nolan, KFI in the sky.
There have been an extraordinary number of new events happening in the world of reproduction. I have with me a friend of mine that I've known for 20 years that I want to introduce you to, attorney at law and professor of law, Lori Andrews, the author of 10 books on reproduction technologies. She headed the Federal Commission on Human Genome Project, over 100 articles. Professor at Chicago Kent College of Law, an all-around good person. Lori, thank you for joining us here.
Oh, my pleasure, Bill.
KFI, what a pleasure to have you with us. We do this. We've known each other for 20 years now.
And in that time, over 1 million people have sought reproductive technologies, some thanks to your groundbreaking work in circuit motherhood.
Thank you. And some of them have written me checks, which is...
And I tend to do things on a pro bono basis,
you do.
which
I've been yelling at you for that for the last 20 years. Yeah. You do it for free. I get paid.
Someone's got to be a consumer advocate in that, and that's my role with all of this.
Hey, I know you've been involved in a couple of major issues, but let's start with what just happened in Italy just a few days ago. Italy's Senate approved some tough new rules regarding reproduction, really restricting fertility treatments. What is going on in Europe with this?
Well, it reminds me of where the United States was in the 1960s, because at that time a law was proposed in Ohio to throw everybody in jail if you use sperm donation, the donor, the couple, the doctor, the psychologist, everybody. And we said, no, that's not the appropriate way to deal with these things. You've got to allow people new ways of creating families. But what's happened is the industry's run amok since then, and I think we're seeing a backlash. It's going to be great for you, though, Bill, because it leads to reproductive tourism. All these countries that are shutting down paid donation, everybody's coming to the United States.
Well, already 40% of our practice at the Center for Surrogate Parenting is international.
Center for Surrogate Parenting and Egg Donation, can I help you?
Carrie, I wasn't quite sure what your position was. I presented your profile to a couple, a lesbian couple. One's 45, one's 46, so their eggs are a little well done.
They don't want to use their own eggs?
No,
they can't.
They're old.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have a sperm donor. And I said, you know, right now she's currently with a couple. However, I will pose this to her and see what her position is.
Mm-hmm.
What is your position about working with a gay couple?
I have never even considered it before. I've never even thought about this as a situation that may come up. I don't know what to say. I'm like speechless, and I'm never speechless. I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing. I just never considered that as an option. I didn't know. I don't know what to say.
And do we know if it's fresh or frozen?
3-5?
Frozen. Fresh.
I have 3-5.
Have an update for a couple?
And which couple's this?
It's one of our couples that's out of the country.
Oh, they chose her.
Couple of guys.
She's coming back to our
She's
program.
willing to work with the gay couple. She'll reduce her fee.
Are they going to meet with her?
They're not quite sure yet, but of course she wants to meet them.
Oh, wonderful news. Wow, they're lucky to get her. Elaine, we have another match.
Terrific.
Your couple's been matched. Great news.
She's lovely.
Thank you.
Well, wonderful. Thank you. Good update.
When you get matched up with a couple, you meet them one time before you decide, hey, okay, let's work together. I still do not know much about Amy and Steve, and I feel that they do not know a lot about me, like personal things, like my favorite color or the type of music I listen to and things like that.
I thought she was actually quite a bit nicer than I would have imagined, and much more personable.
Very pretty.
And prettier than the pictures that she had, which was very surprising. So in that case, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised on that issue. You're basically asking for, designing or thinking about the person that you want as the mother of your child. And it's like, when you get more than you expect.
The birth mother. I'm the mother.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say, ma'am.
It's not so bad, though.
Steady, my boy. Steady, steady. Steady, steady.
Make sure you don't put that in your mouth, okay?
Right this way.
Delaney, come on. Slow down. Okay.
Mom,
I have 2 children. My daughter is 3.5, and my son is 7. I have explained from day one, I mean, even before we started the process, about that. Mom was going to help somebody to have a family like how we have a family. That sometimes that there's women in this world who can't grow babies in their belly. So sometimes they need to have somebody like me to help them out.
It's physically funny because you're worried about this. You know you have a child on the way, and it's like, the child isn't there. And that takes a bit of getting used to. Because it's one thing if your wife is there and you're pregnant, you're together all the time, and you can talk about it, you can enjoy it. You're having a kid, and you have no outward sign of what's going on around you that you're having a child.
Delaney, you're gonna sit in the cart. Come on. Oh, now you're really gonna. Do you understand me? You do that again, and you will not get a popsicle when we get home. You understand? Now settle down. Give me a kiss.